The darkest planets in the universe do not orbit any star. They have no sunrise, no sunset, and no home. They drift alone through the Milky Way, almost impossible to see. And NASA estimates there may be trillions of them. These are the dead worlds wandering without a sun. Somewhere between the stars, there are worlds with no sunrise, no sunset, no season, no home star in the sky. They drift alone through the galaxy, invisible to almost every telescope we have. And there may be trillions of them. We call them rogue planets or free-floating planets. They are real worlds with planet-like masses, but they do not orbit any star. Instead, they move through the Milky Way itself, wandering in the dark like silent debris from broken solar systems. Some may have been born around stars, just like Earth or Jupiter. But young planetary systems are violent places. Worlds pull on each other, collide, migrate, and sometimes one unlucky planet is thrown out completely, launched into interstellar space with no way back. Once a planet is ejected, the star disappears behind it forever. The light fades, the warmth fades, and slowly the world becomes something almost impossible to imagine. A planet with no day, no year, no sky bright enough to cast a shadow. If a rogue world was once like Earth, the change would be catastrophic. Oceans would freeze from the top down. Clouds would collapse. The surface would become a frozen desert under eternal night. The planet would still exist, but its story as a living world might be over. But not every rogue planet has to be dead. Some scientists have wondered whether a thick atmosphere, internal heat, or a deep ocean beneath ice could keep parts of a wandering world warm for a long time. Life would not live under a sun, it would hide beneath the surface. That possibility is what makes these worlds so haunting. A rogue planet could pass relatively close to our solar system, and unless it reflected a little light or bent the light of a background star, we might never know it was there. One of the main ways we detect them is gravitational microlensing. When a dark planet passes in front of a distant star, its gravity briefly magnifies the star's light. For a moment, the invisible world reveals itself, not by shining but by bending space. NASA Roman Space Telescope is expected to transform this search. Scientists estimate Roman could detect hundreds of Earth-mass rogue planets, giving us the first real census of how many lonely worlds are drifting through the Milky Way. And the numbers may be staggering. One NASA-linked estimate suggests our galaxy could contain 20 times more rogue planets than stars. If that is true, the Milky Way may not be mostly a galaxy of stars. It may be a galaxy of lost worlds. Then James Webb found something even stranger. In young star-forming regions, Webb has detected planet-mass objects floating freely, without obvious parent stars. Some appear to be only a few times the mass of Jupiter, sitting in the strange borderland between planet and failed star. In Orion, astronomers reported dozens of strange pairs of Jupiter-mass objects drifting together. They became known as JUMBOs, Jupiter-mass binary objects. Two planet-sized bodies not orbiting a star, but orbiting each other in the dark. That should be difficult to explain. If planets are usually ejected violently from young solar systems, fragile pairs should be torn apart. And if they form like stars, then where exactly does a planet end and a star begin? These discoveries blur the categories we thought we understood. A star is supposed to shine. A planet is supposed to orbit. But the universe keeps giving us things that do neither, objects too small to become stars, yet too lonely to behave like planets. Imagine one of them up close. A frozen Jupiter-sized world, faintly glowing with leftover heat, wrapped in storms no star will ever illuminate. No sunrise will ever touch its clouds. No moonlit night. No dawn. Only motion through a galaxy that barely knows it is there. Or imagine a smaller world, Earth-sized, covered in ice miles thick, with a black sky above and a hidden ocean below. If heat still leaks from its core, that ocean might survive in darkness for billions of years. A world without a sun, but perhaps not without a secret. The most terrifying part is not that these planets exist. It is that they may be common. The empty space between stars may not be empty at all. It may be crowded with worlds we cannot see, passing silently through the darkness. And one day far in the future, our own solar system will change too. Stars pass one another. Galaxies merge. Gravity disturbs orbits. Over enough time, even worlds that seem safely bound can be thrown away. A planet is never guaranteed its star forever. So when you look up at the night sky, remember this: the stars are only the visible part. Between them may be countless planets with no names, no light, and no sunrise, drifting alone through the Milky Way like ghosts. The universe is not just full of stars. It may be full of abandoned worlds. Some frozen, some hidden, some perhaps still warm inside. And almost all of them are moving through the dark without anyone ever seeing them pass. Rogue planets remind us that the universe is not only made of what shines. Some of its strangest worlds are hidden in the dark, moving silently between the stars. If this kind of cosmic loneliness fascinates you, subscribe to Aphelion, and until next time, keep looking up.